Okay, let me show you just diagrams for this lecture. You see here, we have different perspectives. They use different opinions depending on which perspective that you take. All right, take a look here. Is it man playing horn? See the horn? Is it the big nose? Okay. Some hair blowing at the horn. Okay. Or a woman was silhouette. Look at this. That's the eye, one eye here, another eye, the nose, the lips, the chin. And you see here, this is what the silhouette of a woman. Okay. Now, well, of course, well, you take a look at this here. So it is what the famous one, the Gestalt psychology, figure and ground. It depends on how you look at it, all right, how you look at it. So different people may have what different perspective. If you change your opinion or you change your perspective because of just figure and ground, you change your own opinion. So this is one way to show you that what we want. We treasure diversity. We want try to understand other people's perspective. In doing that, we gain. Is that right? We gain knowledge. All right. And take a look at this here. See? The skull. Look at the skull. Horrible, all right? But then, if you take another perspective, isn't this a beautiful woman in front of what? In front of perfumes and, all the what? Cosmetics. Okay, look at what? I think it is a beautiful woman. Don't you think so? Anyway, so here again, it depends on what depends on your perspective. Okay, it depends on your perspective. Now, take a look here. Evil, but then G-O-O-D, good. All right. So again, this is what the Gestalt psychologist figure and ground. So we need to what? We need to understand that different people have different perspectives. But then I would like, later on, towards the latter half of the lectures, of the semester, I will propose the idea is to accentuate the positive. That is to say, if we always look for something that is positive, we tend to see the better side of human behavior, and we tend to see the better side of everything. Is that right? All right. So let's take a look here. Multitasking. All right. Now take a look here. Look at the chart and say the color, not the word, just the color. Okay. This is green, red, this is blue, this is gold or orange, all right? This is blue, this is black, something like that. Now you try it. It is not that easy. You tend to make a mistake. But that is to say, your right brain tries to say the color, but your left brain insists on reading the word. Left brain responsible for language. Okay, reading what the word. So this is what you have to multitask. You have to multitask. A lot of papers have emerged because of people use their cell phone frequently. Right? Look at you. Do you check your cell phone from time to time, every time it makes a noise, you will check. That means you are multitasking. Is that right? And in the lecture hall, you listen to the professor, but at the same time, you also glean information from your cell phone. Now, peril of multitasking, we have lots of papers telling us that, multitasking will slow you down. But then a lot of people think, no, I could multitask because I am more intelligent. No, that's not true. Controlled experiments have informed us that multitasking will slow you down, and not only that, you tend to make more mistakes. And then another one is 10. Multitasking tends to lower your IQ. Read on, okay? Read on. Now, do not trust all the information from the internet. Okay? Published books, published papers, they are more trustworthy, okay? Because you can scrutinize all the sources cited in the papers. In the internet, there is no such thing. So we now know that in the minimum false information in the internet, we know that the minimum amount will be at least 33%, okay, 1/3. And you should also know that in the internet, 1/3 of them are porn. You check that out, okay? So don't do a lot of multitasking, okay? It is not good for your intellectual faculties. All right. Now, symbols. There are a lot of symbols, okay? I will come back to this. Look at this. Okay, look at this. This is the Nazis swastika derived from Buddhism. Now look at it. This one, look at the left one. The left vertical bar is going up. Okay, this is it's going up. Okay, now look at what it is derived from Buddhism. This is Buddhism. Look at it. It is going down. So the direction changes everything. Look at this Buddhist temple in Japan. See, outside of the temple, you have this thing here. Okay? It is a big, it is the big thing here. I think it is a lotus pot. Anyway, take a look at it. What are the meanings represented by this symbol? Okay, so here it means what? It means representing the universe in harmony, beyond the limits of time and space. Okay, all right. So from this harmony comes the power that creates what? Creates and nurtures all things. It is very positive, this thing. But then the Nazi turned it around. Okay, from this here, this is a Buddhist symbol for peace and love. It turned it upside. See here, this is a mirror image of this. Okay, when this the left side, when it goes up, this is this is Nazi's swastika for hate. Okay, for hatred. Look at this. All right. So you should pay attention to all those symbols and don't get fooled by something that looks alike. Look at this here. That me, we have the me generation now, okay? People or young adults at your age, they are more concerned about themselves than other people. Oh, admit. This is this is the truth. A lot of papers and a lot of observations are telling me this is the case. Okay? And then, well, look, people at your age and also what about 10 years older than you are millennials, they tend they don't want what they don't want to get married, they don't want to have families, so that what see especially in what in democracies, in democratic countries, they choose not to have a family. They choose to, I want to enjoy myself. I don't want to get bogged down. Anyway, let's not discuss that, okay? But then I think what? I think procreation is, of course, is important in maintaining what the planet. But of course, other than that, there are a lot of factors to influence our decision of whether to get married, whether to raise a family, or whether to remain single. And then what? Single-handedly tackle the world. But here, inside the me, there is a you, if we put it this way, right? As the you and me. Right? Look at this here. Teach, and then the mirror image of the way we put it here, it is learn. Right? So while this is to show you that while you are one day, if you start teaching, this is also the time that you start learning. Because when you teach, you learn a lot about, of course, about teaching and about what your students, about yourself, and about behaviors. Is that right? So that is what? That is the mirror image. So what I'm trying to say is that what here we have to look at different perspectives. Pay attention to what? To the symbols that what? Just include everybody. Pay attention to not just yourself, but other people, okay? And be careful of when you what? When you use what? When you use symbolism, okay? So you should understand where those symbols come from and what do they mean, okay? And what do they mean? And do not multitask. Trust me. Trust me. And then what? You see, here we take perspective. And then what? Accentuate the positive. And if you do that, you will always see the good things first. Right? Good. Okay. This is the very short lecture, and I think what is a good idea to have a short lecture so that what you don't get stuck for too long. Is that right? Okay, thank you.